Hey, welcome to today's daily sprint, and today we're going from the external into the internal while we grow and increasing our purpose, passion, and meaning. So we're gonna talk about 3 reasons why we internally struggle with boundaries that we put on ourselves. So this is limitations that we know we should impose on ourselves, but we really struggle to do that. So for example, maybe if you're overeating, you know you shouldn't be overeating. Or maybe if you're overspending, or maybe if you're drinking too much alcohol, you know you shouldn't be doing these things, but yet you continue to struggle week after week because of these limitations, boundary limitations that we struggle with ourselves. So number 1, externally, it's easier to deal with putting a boundary on someone else because although I'm responsible to you, I need to be a good human being to you, I'm not responsible for you. But when I put a boundary on myself, I'm responsible for myself. Nobody is responsible for my health, my finances, my fitness, than myself, my faith life. I'm all responsible to those things for myself. So again, if I'm putting a boundary on you, I'm responsible to you, but not for you. When I put a boundary on myself, I'm responsible for me. And that can sometimes be a tough pill to swallow, which is why we resort to blame and projecting outwardly. Number 2, pride can make us struggle and prevent us from asking for help. So isolation absolutely kills. When we are isolated and we're not connected, our environment is not conducive for self-imposed boundaries to really take into effect, because when we're isolated, we're generally in a depressed state, or we're around people who are just gonna validate us. So pride is an absolute internal boundary killer because it will isolate you from those who want to help you, that want to support you, and the healthy environments that make it easier for you to maintain your internal boundaries that you set on yourself. Number 3, we rely on willpower alone. This is a big struggle with myself. I know I could be eating better. I know I could be hitting my protein threshold. So we're talking about in the health area. So I'll say, okay, on Monday, it's gonna be this, or we try to willpower it out. But what we don't do is we don't change the environment. And there might be a little bit of number 2 in there, some pride as far as asking for help to change that environment. So we cannot willpower our way through an internal boundary issue. So for overeating, overspending, over drinking, or anything of that nature, we're not able to just willpower it and speak it into existence. We need to change our environment. We need to make it public, and we need to make the appropriate steps to have that internal boundary to be imposed and implemented long term. So let me know if you struggle with any of these 3 internal boundary issues, and we can continue to work through these together in the comments. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks for tuning in.